Good morning. Form 944 for 2020, Employer's Annual Federal Tax Return. We will have multiple videos to go deep into how to fill out Form 944 for 2020 for your business, and we will have all the videos in a playlist for easy access. So the playlist will be in the description. This first video, I'm going to go through the whole form and very quickly share with you how you should fill out Form 944 for 2020, and then we'll have multiple videos to describe each session and make those videos a little bit shorter, so that if you are looking for a specific information, you'll be able to find it without going through the whole video. So let's get started. Who can file Form 944? Well, if you have employees in your business, if you are a sole proprietor and you have employees, that means you pay them income, wages. So you are required to withhold from their tax, from their income, federal income tax and Social Security and Medicare tax. So that means you have to return the tax withheld to IRS. So you are going to file Form 944 if you are required by IRS in a written letter to file it once a year. So that's an annual form, but some of you might be required to file a quarterly. So Form 944 is an annual form. If you are required to file it once a year, that's what you should be using. So let's get started, and we will go deep into the explication, into the form later. But let's just see if you are required to file Form 944, how you should approach it. We are going to use a test problem. And the form, a link to the form and a link to the instructions in 2020 instructions for Form 944 will be in our blog, irs.gov, and you'll be able to find it on IRS website as well. So first, let's read the problem that we are going to use. It's just going to be a simple problem. So assuming your business is young and you are the only employee in the business, and that's an L.L.C. So you own L.L.C, and at the end of 2020, you pay yourself $100 in compensation. So you withheld federal income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax. So what tax does L.L.C owe? What form to file and when to file them? So the first one we will work on is 944 2020, because we are going to assume when L.L.C was created and the employee identification number EIN was requested, IRS required we file 944, and 944 is due by January 31st. For 2020, it is due by February 1st, 2021. So when you open the form 944 from IRS website, whether you use the link from our blog, it'll be good to save it on your computer and then you open it. So first you will enter your business identification number on the top. So the top will be the business information. You will enter your name. It is not the business name, it is your name, the owner of the business. And then trade name, if any. So that's where L.L.C will go. Your business name will go under trade name. If you are a sole proprietor and you have your business name is the same as your name, you can choose to leave trade name blank if they are the same. But if you are an S Corp or L.L.C tax as an S Corp or an L.L.C, trade name, you enter your business name here. Address, you enter the business address. You enter the city. You enter the state and you enter the zip code. So Form 944 Part 1, Line 1, Wages, Tips and Compensation. So what are the total wages, tips and compensations that you pay out in 2020? There is a spreadsheet and we will have the spreadsheet on our website. I believe I have it there last year, but we'll have it this year and in this quarter one here. So we pay $100 and we withheld employee federal income tax $22, employee social security tax $6.20, Medicare tax $1.45, so that's $29.65 from the employee's income, and the employer will match this the social security and the Medicare. Employer is not going to match the income tax, just the social security and the Medicare. So the employer is going to pay 6.20% as well, $6.20. Employer is going to pay Medicare tax as well, 1.45%, which is $1.45, and the employer total tax is $7.65, and the total tax the employer kept $29 from the employee's income and $7.65 that the employer matched, total to $37.30. And if you have more than one employee, so that will be the total of all the wages you pay out. And the row 8 is summarizing everything. So here the total wages is $100. So let's go back to our form. So we have $100 on line 1, part 1 of form 944. 2, line 2, federal income tax withheld from wages, tips and other compensation. So let's go back to our spreadsheet again. They say federal income tax, so that would be this column here, and that's $22, the total. I click on it, you'll see it's totaling those rows. So if you have your total of all the federal income tax is $22, it goes on line 2. Line 3, if no wages, tips and other compensation are subject to Social Security or Medicare, you check 3. Then you go to line 5. So we didn't check it. Line 4, taxable Social Security and Medicare tax and Medicare wages and tips. So we have column 1 and column 2. Column 1 will be the income that is taxable by Social Security tax or subject to Social Security tax and Medicare. Column 2 is the tax itself, related to those two. So for A, taxable Social Security wages. So since we didn't check this box 3, we assume all the wages we pay out is taxable by Social Security. So the wages here is $100. That'll be the same as line 1. And then we have to multiply by 0.124, which is the total of employee and employers rates. So Social Security here 6.20% plus employers share 6.20% is 12.24, 12.40%. So that's what that it is, 12.40% or 0.124 times 100 is $12.40. So when you are filling up this, you need to fill up your cents, use the whole amount. Line 4A, qualified sick leave wages. We didn't pay any sick leave, so we are not going to have anything here. But if you pay sick leave, that will go in that section. The amount will go on column 1, and column 2 will be tax. You'll multiply the amount by 0.062, and that's the employee that pays that. The employer is not going to pay Social Security tax on sick leave or family leave. Only the employee will pay. So you will collect that on the employee's salary, and that's what will go here. And sometimes if you use a third party or an insurance, so they might pay out sick leaves. So a taxable Social Security tips. So if you pay tips to your employees, you will collect a half from the employees' tips, and half will come from the business. So the total rate is 0.124 or 12.40% total, including employee and employer. So the tips amount will go here, and the tax related to it will go in column 2. Taxable Medicare wages and tips. So the Medicare wages is the same as line 1. In this case, that's $100, and we multiply by 0.029, which is the total of employer and employees Medicare tax. Employee pay 1.45%, and employer pays 1.45%. So that total to $2.90% or 0.029. So we multiply that by 100, and that's $2.90. It'll go in column 2, $2.90. You don't use dollar sign, you don't use decimal point. They have the point here. So on the dollar side, you put the dollar, and on the cent side, in the cent side, you put the cents. So now line 4D, taxable wages and tips subject to additional Medicare tax withholding. So if you have, depending on what you are paying out to employees, if you pay over a certain dollar amount, I believe it's $200,000, but we'll go deep into that later in other videos. So you'll collect additional Medicare tax on that, and that will be 0.009. So the way it works, when the threshold is reached, anytime you pay that employee, you will charge the you will will collect 0.009 to the excess of the income, that is over that threshold. So you, in addition to the regular Medicare tax, so you apply that, but we don't have anything in that category here, so we will move on. 4E, total social security and Medicare tax. So we will add all the column 4 line, all the lines 4 column 2 here from 4A to 4D, and that total to $15.30. $12.40 plus $2.90 is $15.30. Line 5, total tax before adjustments. So add line 2 and line 4E. And line 2 is the federal income tax we withheld from the employee's income, $22, and 4E is $15.30. So line 5 total to $30.30. And you'll notice that that's what we have here as well, $30.30. So line 6, current year adjustment. If you made some adjustments, that will go here, and we will discuss that later as well. It could be adjustment, it could be negative or positive numbers, and it will be adjustment since it could be since adjustment between employees and employers, social security taxes and Medicare taxes, so that the numbers match. So those adjustments could go here on line 6. Total tax after adjustment will be line 5 and line 6 total together. So that will be $37.30. Qualified small business payroll tax credits for increasing research activities. So you have to attach Form 8974 if you are taking a credit for increasing research activities. And that will go on line 8. Line 8B, non-refundable portion of credit for qualifying sick and family leave wages from worksheet. There is a worksheet on the instructions that if you pay some businesses and tax exempt organizations that have less than 500 employees, they have some of them are required to pay sick leave, and there is a credit related to that, and there is a worksheet in the instruction that, let's see if you'll be able to find it. And that's the worksheet here, and it has the sick leave, and it has step 1 and step 2, but yeah, and then it has the employee retention credit as well. So we'll get to that. So for line 8, that would be for the research activities. Line 8B is non-refundable portion of credits for qualified sick and family leave wages from worksheet 1. And when you don't have any number is $0, you just leave it blank, to the exception of line 9. So you notice that we don't have any entry on line A, we just left it blank. So AC, non-refundable portion of employee retention credit from worksheet 1. Well, due to the pandemic, if you are qualified for employee retention credits, you will fill up worksheet and put the credit here. So there is a non-refundable portion and a refundable portion as well. So the non-refundable portion, so the credit is to the non-refundable portion is up to the social security, the employer's share of Social Security. So once you use up all that non-refundable portion, then the rest is refundable under line 10. Believe 10D E. We'll get to that, to those lines later, but you can read the instructions to find out. But here is the things: if you got a loan, let's see if we will discuss that in deeper in another video. But if you got a small business loan related to employer retention and you didn't pay back by May 2000, anyway, we'll check it. So you won't take this credit here. You won't take this credit if you took that loan. So line AD, total non-refundable credits. So that'll be all the line A's total here. So let's get here. So on page 2, you have to remember to put your name on top of page 2 and your business employer identification number. Remember, it is your name and the business EIN, not your social security number, the business EIN. If you have to file Form 944, your business is required to have an EIN number, or you have to apply to get it. So part 1 continues. So line 9, total tax after adjustment and non-refundable credits. So we will take line 7 and subtract line 8, those non-refundable credits out of that, and that still gave us $37.30 because we didn't take any credits. So total deposit for this year, including overpayment. So if you make deposits during the year, that will go on line 10A. We didn't make any. 10B, defer amount of the employer's share of Social Security. So during the pandemic, if you didn't pay your share of Social, if what you collected from the employees and what you're supposed to add it to, especially your employer's share is what they're talking about here. If you prefer to defer it, there is a process related to that, and that will go here. So the deferred amount for the employee's share of Social Security will go on line 10C. Refundable portion of credits for qualified sick and family leave from worksheet 1. So the refundable portion of the sick and family leave will go on line 10D. The non-refundable was on line 8. Refundable portion of employee retention credits from worksheet 1 will go on line 10E. The non-refundable portion, which you will calculate first, will go on line A, and the refundable portion will go on line 10E. So 10F, total deposit, deferral, and refundable credits will be all the 10s to total together will go on line 10F. 10G, total advances received from filing Form 7,200 for this year will go on line 10G. 10H, total deposit, deferral, and refundable credits less advances. So that will mean taking line 10G minus, taking line 10F minus 10G will go on line 10H. Balance due on line 11. So you will take line 9. Let's go back to line 9. So line 9 is $37.30. That's the total after adjustments, total tax that we owe after adjustment, and minus line 10H. If the difference is positive, if line 9 is more than 10H, the difference will go on line 11. That's why we owe, and that's $37.30 because line H is 0 and line 9 is $37.30. So $37.30 minus 0 is $37.30. So we owe $37.30 as tax liability. Line 12, overpayment. So if line H is more than line 9, then the difference will go on line 12, and that's our refund. And you check either one of these boxes here to request how you want the refund or the overpayment to be handled for your business. So Form 944 Part 2, line 13. So if line 9 is less than 2,500, you'll go to Part 3. And in our case, line 9 is $37.30. So we check the box 13 and we go to Part 3. If you owe 2,500 and more on line 9, you'll need to fill up each section of 13. So line 9 is 2,500 or more. So you enter your tax liability for each month and you'll put it here. So if you are semi-weekly scheduled depositor, or you became one because you accumulated $100,000 or more of liability on any day during a deposit period, you must complete Form 945A instead of the boxes below. So the tax liability, tax you collected from your employees and tax your business is supposed to match, Social Security and Medicare, you will calculate it for each month and put it on each one of, like from line 13A to line 13L. And line 13M is the total of all of those 13 boxes, and that should match line 9. In our case, it's $37.30 and it's less than 2,500. So we check the first box of line 13 and we move to Part 3. And remember, you need to add your name to page 3 and your business identification number as well. So Form 944 Part 3, line 14. If your business has closed or you stop paying wages, you check the box. You enter the final date you pay wages and you attach a statement. So we will go a little bit in detail in this when we do small video. We make small videos to address each part of Form 944. Line 15, qualified health plan expenses allocable to qualified sick leave wages. We don't have anything for line 15. We don't have anything for line 16. We don't have anything for line 17, qualified wages for employee retention credit. And line 18, qualified health plan expenses allocable to wages reported on line 17. Line 19, credit from Form 5,884, see line 11 for the year. So we left all those lines blank and we go to Part 4. Part 4, may we speak with your third-party designated. So Part 4, Form 944, do you allow an employee to address any matter with related to Form 944 with the IRS? If the answer is no, you check the box no. If the answer is yes, then you need to put the name of the employee, the phone number, and a PIN that the employee will use to that will be used. So that's that, to identify the employee. But in our case, we check no. Part 5, Form 944 for 2020, Part 5, who is supposed to sign this form? So first you'll type your name, your title in the business, and your phone number or the business phone number. That should be the business phone number. And when you print it out, you will sign it and date it. But who is supposed to sign this? If you are a sole proprietor, that's you, the owner. If you are an L.L.C, a member, qualified member of the L.L.C or partnership, or any partner, qualified partner, will sign. If you are an S Corp or an L.L.C tax as an S Corp, the president or the vice president or a principal officer will sign in that. And whoever is signing is the person that should put their name in the title here. So paper power use only. So if you are an employee of your business and you are filing this form 944 for your business, you are an employee for your business, you should not be filling up the paper power side. So if you are paid to fill out or file form 944 and you are not an employee of the business you are filing this form for, then you'll fill up this section with your name, your firms, like your business. If you are, you have your own business, you'll put your business name here. Or if you are a self-employed, you'll check this box. On the left, on the right side, you'll put your business address. You'll put your P10, and remember, you need to renew your P10 to be able to file tax and get paid for. So in my case, for instance, I'm an employee of our business and I'm filing this form for our business. Therefore, I'm not going to put my name or my P10 or the business EIN number here. I'm not going to do that. But if you are filing it for another business and you are not an employee for that business and that business is paying you to fill out this form, you need to put your information here, and when you print it out, you'll sign it and date it. And that will be form 944. So we have the voucher here. If you are now required to make deposits, we'll go through that in small videos. If you are now required to make a deposit, you can pay your tax liability with this form. Then you will need to fill out form 944V payment voucher with your business EIN number, the dollar amount, we put $37.30, your business name, L.L.C, your business address. Don't know what I put before, but you just copy it from the top. So the address, the city, the zip code, and the state, and the zip code. So when you print the form out, you will cut it and you will add a check. So here you'll read the instructions, but you'll add a check or a money order, and you'll put payable to, should be somewhere here, internal revenue. Okay, so United States Treasury. So made payable to United States Treasury, and you'll enter your EIN on the check with, you'll put form 944 2000 and 2020. So you can just put like 2000, you can put, so payable to United States Treasury, and under the check you'll put, on the check you'll put form 944 for 2020. You'll put your business EIN number, and you take the check, the voucher, and this form that you print out and sign and put it in an envelope. You do not staple anything. You can staple the form itself. Don't staple the voucher, don't staple the check. The form itself is like 3 pages. You can, even has the blank. You can print everything out. You cut the voucher portion off you staple, the remaining, the pages, all 6 pages, cut a portion of page 5 where the voucher is, cut it off, and then just add it with the check to the form 944 and put in the envelope. So you'll have form 944 that is stapled. You'll have the voucher that is not stapled to form 944, and you'll have the check that is not stapled to form 944 or the voucher. So you'll have 3 things in the envelope. You can use a clip to hold them, but I don't think that. Anyway, you use your own best judgment how you are going to do it, but just make sure you do not staple form 944V or your payment to form 944 and you'll send it to the address. So where do you mail your form 944? The instruction will be on our website, and you'll be able to open it. What I like to do first is I like to read the instructions, highlight what I find important in case I will need those information to go back. But I believe it's, let's just click on that. I believe it's like page 6. Let me just tap it here. And you'll first look in the column 1. So that's page 6 of 2020 instructions for form 944, employers annual federal tax return, page 6. You look in the first column to locate your state. So in our case it's Iowa, and we have a tax liability, and we are going to pay with the form. So we will look in column 3 with a payment. You look for your state. If you are going to mail the check with the form, you look in column 3 to find the address that match your the row where your state is located, and you write that on the envelope. Can just be Manila envelope or first class mail envelope, 10 by 13 or 9 by 12 Manila envelope. You write it on it and you just file it. And I can just turn this little bit, and you'll notice that I have 2 white envelopes there. I like to just, as I found out about the addresses, I like to write them on the envelopes and just file them, put them in a mail holder, waiting for the forms. So if you are not going to send in your payment with the form, you look at column 2 without a payment. So let's say your business didn't make any payment. You are the only employee and you didn't pay yourself anything. You don't have any payment to send in, but you have to fill out form 944 and send it in. You just are not going to have any payment to add it to it. So you use column 2 without a payment, or you make deposit throughout the year via EFT using EFTPS system, and you make deposits online. So that means you are filling up this form, but you are not going to add a payment to it. So you don't need to fill out the voucher, and you are not going to add a check to the form. It's just going to be the form 944. You need to look in column 2 without a payment section to find the address that match 1 where your state is located, and that's the address you put in on the envelope. And pretty much you sign everything. You make a copy for your business and you mail your form in. And remember, you have to file form 944 and send it in or mail it by January 31st. And for 2020, the deadline is February 1st, 2021. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Ojune Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, Liberman Consulting podcast, our blog ninassoap.com, and we do have our natural product store ninassoap.com. We have multiple stores that you'll see that you see in our description. We have download store liberdownload.com, retail store liberoutlets.com, and we have our custom apparel store liberlabel.com. We will have a playlist for our videos to be in and discover the whole form. But if you are looking for specific information on a specific area, those will be discussed in shorter videos. Thank you.